think I will. If I have, we're doing it again. This is your captain speaking. If you look out of the right of the aircraft, I don't know, you'll see something cool. It's the Hatening. It's Hoop. We're back. I'm in the West Coast studio today, and we will be talking about flying and just traveling by, airplane and all that shit. Because it's been on my mind since I flew to California. But yeah, like I used to fly a lot in college and stuff because I went to school on the West Coast. Obviously, I'm from the East Coast, so I flew back and forth a couple times a year. As I got older, I kind of started flying less and less. But yeah, no, like flying has always been kind of like a part of my life. Not to sound too whatever. I understand how silly that sounds once I actually say it out loud. But like, I don't know. I took my first flight when I was like really little, and it sucked. Like we flew from, I don't fucking know where we flew from, honestly. If it was BWR Dulles or some bullshit, it might have honestly been from Hagerstown. But we flew to fucking go to Busch Gardens in this tiny ass fucking airplane. Me and my dad did. And it was just like bouncing around the whole time. And I remember just like scream crying the entire way. Because we like flew through some fucking storm. Like it was gnarly as shit. But no, like airport like culture. Because I mean like that is a thing in America, right? And then also just like, I don't know, flying all the time. Like it's fucking weird. Like it really is just like a weird mode of transportation. And just like the weird like precautions you have to take. Or I don't even know if that's even the right thing to say. Because like more so like the hoops that you are fucking forced to just jump through, the hurdles you have to navigate in order to get on a fucking airplane is so fucking wild. And it's so like, I don't know, it like depends on what airport you're in also, like if they're gonna fuck with you or not. Like I definitely am not one of these people who's like, been to every major airport in the country, but I have been to a decent amount. And you really can tell like a difference, like airport to airport, like, location to location. Like there are some places that are super fucking strict. Like the lines take for fucking ever. You know what I mean? Like they check every fucking bag. Like they really give you like the what's up like conversation when you're like presenting your boarding pass. And then there are other fucking airports, like, and I've only ever flown domestically, but like there are other airports in the country where like, dude, they don't give a fuck, like at all. Like it is so fucking funny. Like, I don't know. It's just always weird. Like, like the anxiety and like the nervousness that you have to go through before you get on the plane. Cause like it is a very fucking stressful way to fucking get around. Like it honestly is. Like it is sick. Like, like the act of flying, the miracle of flight, whatever. Like it's a crazy thing to think about. Like how easy it is to just jump on a plane and be somewhere really far away really quickly, right? Like it's fucking cool. And like, credit where credit's due. We are lucky to live in a time where like you can just get in a fucking thing and be on the other side of the country in a couple hours or the other side of the world in like a day. You know what I mean? Like it's fucking wild to just think about that in general. But like, I don't know, like getting ready for the fucking flight is always this like, it's exciting, but it's also so goddamn stressful because there's so many rules as to like what you can bring and like how much of like shit like you can put in your carry-on. You know what I mean? Like there's all these fucking like weird stipulations and like, I don't know, like I never check bags, but I get like that's a whole thing too, right? Like weighing shit out and measuring your fucking overhead bag and all that shit. Like it's such a pain in the ass. And like I haven't flown in a while. And so the most recent trip I was on, like, I kind of like forgot how annoying it is, but then also like on the other end, I forgot how like it's all kind of bullshit and like it's kind of performative, Like every time I'm supposed to go on a plane, like I get all nervous about like getting there in time because that's a whole other thing too, right? You have to get there 45 minutes beforehand, but really that means like an hour and a half or blah, or, like growing up, I knew people who like, if they were flying, they would get to the airport like 3 hours ahead of time. Like that's not an exaggeration. Like somebody I know, like if we were flying, we would have to get to the airport 3 hours ahead of time and then just post up in the airport, It's fucking psycho shit, but like that was just a whole thing. And then on the other end, like when I was flying all the time, like I used to get really cocky with it and be like, I only need to be there 45 minutes ahead of time and this airport's really chill. And so I would show up like 45 minutes on the dot. And I have missed like a few flights just from like, like not showing up in time. But luckily, like this was very much pre-pandemic. So like it wasn't that hard to be like, just get put on another flight because you're like a dumb, stoned kid, basically, But like, well, I don't know, like everybody has a different like pre-flight ritual, right? Everybody does shit completely different, and so it is really fun to like travel with a variety of people or like with different people, because like I've done that. I've flown with like a lot of people, and like it is really fun to like see everyone's like little rituals and little quirks, and you know, like the things that they have to do before they get on the plane, right? Or like the things that they do to make themselves comfortable, because there's all that like anxiety around flying, right? There is all this like, I feel like that's like the number one instance where like when I know people who like have these like very situational like limited prescriptions for like Xanax and Klonopin and stuff, it's always just because it's like, yeah, I told my doctor I'm kind of a pussy when I get up in a plane, and so they just like give me these pills so I can chill the fuck out. It's fucking sweet. Like, it's so cool. If I had insurance, 100% I would be like, I am afraid. Can I have some drugs, please? You know? And I'm sure, like, it seems like you just fucking get them or whatever. But like, you know, everybody needs to do certain stuff in order to feel comfortable on the plane. Like, I get drunk, and I understand that that's like a big surprise for people who listen or people who know me, that I would get drunk before a thing. I mean, like, when I was leaving on this current trip, like, I started drinking at 4 o'clock in the morning, because that's when I woke up, because I wanted to be drunk on the flight. So then, you know what I mean? Like, I drunk enough to like fall asleep, but not too drunk that I have to like piss all the time, or that I might like get hungover or whatever. But that's kind of like my only like, I don't know, the only like thing that I do pre-flight is I normally just like get fucked up. Like, not too fucked up, but like fucked up enough to where I'm fucked up on the plane, not when I land, you know? And it trust me, like it takes a long time to master this skill and like, you know, like know your body and how you react enough to be like, if I smoke this, if I, you know, eat this, if I drink this, like I will be fucked up for around this much time. And then if I eat, if I do whatever, then like by the time I land, by the time I get there, like I'll be fine, right? And that's kind of like all I really do is just like, you know, like I bring books and stuff because I pretend that like I'm going to read on the plane, or I'm going to like read like on the concourse or whatever, read while I'm like waiting to get on the fucking plane. I never do. I never really have the chance to, because I just go straight to the bar and get drunk, you know? And like, it's expensive in some places. It's not that expensive in others, but like I definitely am able to either be part of conversations or at least like overhear a lot of crazy, interesting conversation at airport bars. But like, you know, some people have to do like a lot of like other weird shit, like not OCD stuff, but you know, it's just like in order to be actually comfortable, like I need to sit down, and I need to have a snack, and I need to, you know, be hydrated and blah, 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 and talk on the phone, like all this, which is like tight, but that's not, you know, that's not how I do shit. But like once you get on the fucking plane too, like, I don't know, like that shit's always really funny to watch people kind of like file onto the plane, and then you store your fucking, you know, the shit you're bringing onto the fucking flight. And then you just kind of like have your little items when you sit on the plane. And I'm not going to sit here and like painstakingly describe air travel, but like, you know, it's always funny seeing what people like need on them on the plane, like between takeoff and like you can walk around now time, you know? Because I feel like that's sort of like this weird, like, I don't know. Everybody has this like idea in their head of like who they are and like what, you know, like their idealistic version of like what they want to do on the flight. So everyone like brings out their like cool accessories or like their cool fucking whatevers, but like no one ever fucking uses them on the plane. Like I know some people do read, but like most of the time people just like watch stuff. Like I'll see people on these fucking flights with like crossword puzzle books and like these big huge tomes, or like I saw some dude on the recent flight with like a pad and like a pen and all this stuff, like thinking he was going to like, I don't know, write out his next like stand-up sketch or something. Like he just like, and everyone just kind of like immediately falls asleep, you know, or they just like get drunk, or they just like start watching whatever fucking in-flight movie was on. And like that's cool, like, you know. So like whenever I get on a fucking plane, I normally just like hit it raw. Like I don't have fucking earbuds in or anything. And it was crazy because I was fucking middle seat both times, and so I was just kind of like drunk. I know I smelled like the booze that I drank because I drank a decent amount, you know. And then I just sit in the middle, like arms crossed, legs together, just like head down, and I just like fell asleep. And like I'm sure it just looked fucking insane. But like, you know, getting picked up at the airport fucking sucks. Like a lot of the stuff involving getting to and from the airport also is a whole fucking thing. Like getting there fucking always sucks. You gotta ask for a ride, or you gotta pay for fucking parking, or you gotta trust the public transit system, which is kind of a nightmare if you're not in like 3 different fucking cities, you know what I mean? And then like getting picked up from the fucking airport, like either when you get to where you're going or when you come home, like there's so much coordination that comes with like doing it unless you have the fucking cash to like do long-term parking, which like I don't imagine any normal fucking person listening to this podcast would. Like if you fucking pay that fucking long ass lot shit and it's not getting reimbursed by your fucking job or whatever, like I don't know, man, that's kind of like stunting for no reason. Like no one really cares about you flexing that fucking hard on all of us, but like that's all you're doing. Like fuck you, get an Uber. But like before we end the episode, I have one very funny thing. So like you remember that fucking book, like A Million Little Pieces or whatever? Like the thing that fucking like was on Oprah and she was like, this is the best thing ever, but then it like turned out to be fake. So like if you don't know this fucking book, it was like this weird like memoir or like non-fiction fucking account or whatever. And it was just like about some dude who like got really fucked up all the time. And the book opens up with this dude just being like, I took a bunch of pills and I blacked out and I ended up on a fucking plane and I didn't know what was going on, man. You know, and it was like this like profound fucking thing that Oprah like ate up.
That shit
happened to me one time. Not like as dramatic as like I didn't know I was traveling, because I obviously did know that I was fucking traveling, but like it was during like kind of like the peak of my drug stuff and I had to get on a fucking flight and like I had a bunch of drugs on me from like my time being where I was, and so it was like, well, I don't want to waste them, so I'm just going to take them all at once. And so I ended up taking a lot of drugs. And like I got out of the car, I do not remember, like at the time, like I did not remember fucking checking in, doing the security stuff. I pretty much like blacked out as soon as I got to the airport, because like legit, like the next thing I remembered was I was on the fucking plane. Like, and I had like my water and my snacks and stuff, but I did not at all remember like waiting in the airport for like 2.5 hours. Like I got there pretty fucking early, you know what I mean? And like it was fucking crazy. Like, and then that happened like not long after that book came out, and I remember being like, oh whoa, like that's cool. Like like I understand this now. Like this guy wrote about a thing that just happened to me. Like this is crazy. And then they were like, yo, this is fake. And I was like, you motherfucker stole my fucking valor. This is some real shit for me. Like fuck you. But that's the end of the episode. So if you like the show, please give us a good rating wherever you listen to shows. Please subscribe to the show and all that stuff. It really does take no effort for you guys to give us a 5-star rating, and it really does help the show more than anything else. Tell your friends. People have been doing that. We've been getting more listeners, which is fucking awesome. If you like The Hatening, you can find it on all social media platforms, and from there you can find the individual profiles that still remain of myself and super producer Andrew. But yeah, take care of yourself and the people around you, and don't forget to tell your friends you love them.